Hey guys, it's Ryan. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. So, I was on YouTube the other day, and I was looking through, and I saw, I think, the Gabby Show posts, like, all the car accidents I've been in, and I was like, I've been in a few car accidents myself, so why don't I tell my stories? I even have live footage. I know, wild. So, yeah, let's get started. I literally just crashed my car. I literally just thought that someone was staring at me. I just crashed my car like 2 weeks ago, so I'm in the middle of that whole insurance thing right now, so we're not going to talk about that one because I don't want to get in trouble, but we'll talk about the other ones. So my first car crash, I was driving home. I used to have this little beat up, little baby blue, little size of a shoebox Hyundai Accent. Listen, it was my first car. Here's a picture. So that was my first car. I remember that I was freshly got my license. I was at my friend's house and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to be home, curfew. So I was driving home, it was a snowstorm, and I was turning around a corner and there was black ice. Black ice. So I hit the corner, and as soon as I hit the corner, I started like shifting, like my rear end came in front of me and I was sideways in the road, and then I turned my wheel, so then I jerked back to the other side, and then I went right over a snowbank. I grew up in northern New Hampshire, so lots of snow. So I went over the snowbank, and I remember just like freaking out, and then luckily a car was driving by, so I waved them down. It was like a bunch of drunk like dads and moms. Like it looked like they had their kids, they got a babysitter for the night and they went out to the bar. But it was a car full, so I was like, all right, great, help me out. So they're like pushing my car over the snow bank, and they can't get it. So then this guy drives by with a huge truck, and he puts a chain to his truck into my car, and he backs up, and my car just comes flying out because I had this tiny little car, and so I ended up getting out of that. That was my very first car crash. It's not really considered a car crash, but I guess so. My second car crash, the same car, I had, for some reason, very bad juju with this car. I was always hitting animals. I could literally list off a list of animals, and I'm sorry for those vegans, the vegetarians, the animal lovers out there. I'm sorry. I did not do this on purpose. I would never hit an animal on purpose. I have hit raccoons, porcupines, possums, squirrels, something that was already dead in the road. I don't know what it was. I've hit quite a few other things, I just can't think of it. The biggest one, though, was when I hit a sheep. Think about that. I hit a sheep. It was midsummer. I was late night with my friend, you know, summer tings, and we were driving, and this is where I have the live footage. We were driving, and I am driving down a hill. I'm driving near a farm, and I look to my left, and I'm like, why are there sheep in the road? And all of a sudden, one runs out on the right side, and I hit it. It went over the car. I, in complete shock, just kept driving. It was like a straightaway. So I just kept driving in complete shock. I pulled over and was like, oh my goodness, what just happened? I thought that my headlight was out. I was like, oh my god, I need a new headlight. This is what really happened. So yeah, there was like I almost totaled my car because of this sheep. Sheep. This is some trigger warning if you are an animal lover and you do not want to see an animal that just got hit. There's no blood. It's not dead yet, but I went back to see the sheep, and this is what I saw. So I ended up calling the police. At this point, the sheep was still alive. Sheep. What the fuck?
The damage. Oh my
God. I can't. The police are dealing with the sheep. It's still alive. And so I don't know what happened after that. I think that the sheep might have just passed away. I don't know if the cop did anything, but I think he said that he dragged the sheep into the person's driveway and just left a note saying like, hey, give me a call. And so my car got taken away. I got into the police car and we drove off, and he gave me a ride home because that's how we grew up, in the middle of nowhere. The police had nothing to do but help someone out like that. So yeah. Those are all my car crashes pretty much, but this next story is like, I easily could have died. The people in my car, my passengers could have died, or I might have seen somebody's last moments. So I'm driving, I have someone in the passenger seat and I have someone in the back seat, and I'm driving, we're in, I think, Rhode Island, and I see someone get onto the highway to like the diagonal to the right, and I'm like, they're really speeding, and their tires spun out, and I was like, wow, they're really speeding to get on the highway. So I'm just driving down the highway. I think it's like a 4-lane highway, and I was like in the middle, and all of a sudden I see their tires start spinning, and then they start going out of control, start swerving around, and their front end faces me going down the highway. So my first reaction for some reason is to put my blinker on and move over a lane. Calm, cool, collected, didn't freak out, wasn't like, oh my god, and then jerk my wheel, put my blinker on, did it legally, and shifted lanes. This car, their front end came flying towards me and hit my gas tank, because on the passenger side back, their front end tapped my gas tank and they just flew out of control, and I just kept driving. No damage. There might have been a scratch. That's it, just a scratch. But no damage whatsoever. But honestly, I don't know what happened behind me, because I just kept driving. So I kept driving, and they easily could have crashed into somebody else. Somebody could have crashed into them. I honestly could have seen someone's last moments. It was the most terrifying yet awakening moment of my life, because so many things could have possibly gone wrong. So many things. So I guess like you know what? Remember when TV shows used to have a story at the end? They used to be like, all right, this is the lesson you need to learn. The lesson you need to learn from this video is that we are driving in metal machines that have gasoline, glass, metal, hard plastic, you name it, and we are driving them 70, 60, 80, 90 miles an hour on the highway, back roads during crappy weather. So we take that for granted. It makes me really think driving is very dangerous. That's all for today. I am going to film more videos, guys. I'm going to get on my YouTube game. I need to. Everyone keeps telling me to keep it going, and I just get lazy, and I need someone to be like, hey, go film a video. And I'll be like, okay, you're right. So I'm going to get back on my game. I am going to try my hardest, and I'm going to keep this ball rolling. I have a lot of video ideas to come, so I'm very excited. Links in my bios for my social medias. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, whatever you want. I do not have a Facebook, not my cup of tea, but I have Instagram and Twitter. Subscribe if you want, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.